And here is the news in details. Organized labor yesterday walked out of the minimum wage negotiation after rejecting the government and the organized private sector (OPS) new minimum wage proposals of 48,000 naira and 54,000 naira respectively. Under the umbrella of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and its Trade Union Congress (TUC) counterpart, Labour described the government's proposal of 48,000 naira as not only insulting the sensibilities of Nigerian workers but also falling significantly short of meeting their needs and aspirations. According to organized labor, what the government offered is a reduction in income for federal level workers who are already receiving 30,000 naira as mandated by law, augmented by former President Muhammadu Buhari's 40% peculiar allowance of 12,000 naira and the 35,000 naira wage award totaling 77,000 naira. At a joint briefing in Labour House by the President of NLC, Joe Ajaero, and the Deputy President of TUC, Dr. Tomi Okon, Labour lamented that the government's failure to provide any substantiated data to support its offer exacerbated the situation. It argued this lack of transparency and good faith undermines the credibility of the negotiation process and erodes trust between the parties involved. The NLC and TUC expressed profound disappointment as negotiations at the tripartite National Minimum Wage Committee resumed yesterday but reached an unfortunate impasse as a result of the apparent unseriousness of the government to engage in reasonable negotiations with Nigerian workers. For more details, go visit the Vanguard newspaper. Minimum wage. Labour quits talk as federal government offers 48,000 naira, OPS 54,000 naira. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has called for an overhaul of the Bureau of Public Procurement (BPP) Act, stressing that the current law has not been effective in aiding the prosecution of corrupt officials. According to the EFCC chairman, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, the BPP Act needs to be reworked to enhance the anti-corruption fight, as it had not led to any significant convictions since its enactment. The call for an overhaul came as the EFCC chairman hosted the management team of BPP led by Maman Hamadu at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja. Olukoyede expressed concern that the BPP Act has not been fully operationalized and that its provisions have not aided prosecution much. He noted that he couldn't recall any specific case where the EFCC secured a conviction using the provisions of the BPP Act. The EFCC boss said, "Over the years, you have been able to define certain scopes that are helping to drive our contracts and procurement award processes. But we have still noticed that there is still much to be done. In fact, the law has not been fully operationalized. We also discovered that the law as it is had not aided prosecution much. It has to be reviewed." The EFCC chairman also expressed worry over BPP's procedure of issuance of certificates of no objection to applicants on some items for procurement. He craved the indulgence of the BPP to re-examine their processes and procedures, particularly with regards to the certificate of no objection. Olukoyede emphasized the need for collaboration between the EFCC and BPP, especially in the area of prevention as an anti-corruption mechanism. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. Overall BPP Act to nail corrupt officials, says EFCC. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives Committee on Health Institutions has condemned the assault on a female doctor by family members of a deceased patient at the Federal Medical Center (FMC) in Kefi. Rep. Amos Magaji, chairman of the committee, made the committee stand known shortly after members carried out an oversight visit at the FMC Kefi local government area of Nasarawa State on Wednesday. It was reported that 4 members of a deceased patient allegedly assaulted a female doctor on Tuesday at about 11 p.m. at the premises of the medical center. The victim was slapped several times while trying to pass a walkway overcrowded by the deceased patient's family members. Reacting to the development, Magaji, who said addressing the incident was the committee's first engagement on entering the medical center for the oversight function, described it unacceptable. As a committee, we condemn it in clear terms. It is unacceptable for anybody to harass and assault any health worker. Anybody who does that will be handled accordingly. The law of Nigeria will take full effect to ensure that assault, intimidation, harassment of health workers must stop by all means, he said. He assured that his committee would ensure those accused of assaulting the female doctor, are prosecuted and made to face the wrath of the law so as to serve as a deterrent to others. Magaji added that the committee also went around the medical center and inspected projects executed by the management of the center within the 2022 and 2023 budget framework. In an interview, Dr. Yahya Adamu, Chief Medical Director of FMC Kefi, appreciated the visit of the House of Representatives Committee, which he said would afford them to know firsthand some of the challenges facing the medical center. For more details, you could visit the Vanguard newspaper. Reps condemn assault on female doctor in FMC Kefi. Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his counterparts from Sokoto and Borno states have emphasized the need to make the country's tax system more transparent and accountable to Nigerians to boost the confident and voluntary compliance. The governors made the call at the ongoing 26th Annual Tax Conference organized by the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, in Abuja, with the theme Sustainable Tax Culture and Economic Roadmap for Nation Building. Speaking at the conference, Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by Special Advisor on Taxation and Revenue, Mr. Abdulkabir Okpayemi Ogungbo, said the theme of the conference was apt and timely, given that Nigeria, like many other nations, is currently facing significant economic challenges. While underscoring the crucial role of a transparent and efficient tax administration in fostering the confident and voluntary compliance among taxpayers, he emphasized the necessity for citizens to witness tangible outcomes from their tax contributions, highlighting the pivotal roles taxes play in fueling public services and infrastructural development. Sanwo-Olu stressed the shift in mindsets needed, urging taxpayers to view tax payments not as a burden but as an investment in a better future for Nigeria. He said building a strong and sustainable future through a robust tax system that fosters economic growth and development had become inevitable. For more details, you can visit the Tribune newspaper. Governors, experts advocate transparent tax system to boost compliance, IGR. The late Olubadan Oba Lekan Balogun is set to be buried on June 1st, while preparation for Oba Olakunlehin's coronation will commence after the burial. According to reports, the development will be the first in a line of activities for the coronation of the Olubadan designate Oba Olabi Olakunlehin. The burial for the late Oba will take place at the Obafemi Awolowo Stadium in Ibadan. However, the coronation date will be officially announced immediately after the burial ceremony of the late Oba Balogun. This news was sourced from the Nigerian Tribune. Late Olubadan Lekan Balogun set for burial June 1st. In similar development to the minimum wage, Trade Union Congress TUC has explained why the 48,000 naira proposed by the federal government as the new minimum wage is abysmal. Speaking on Channels Television Politics on Wednesday, TUC President Festus Osifo blasted the proposal and berated the government for not being serious in negotiations with the workers. According to Osifo, the lowest paid federal workers already earn up to 77,000 naira, so proposing 48,000 naira at the moment is abysmal. Before President Muhammadu Buhari left office, the lowest paid person in the federal ministry was actually earning 42,000 naira. If you now factor in the 35,000 naira wage award that was given, 42,000 naira plus 35,000 naira will give us 77,000 naira. So, as of today, the least a federal government worker earns is 77,000 naira. So, the question we now ask is, if the lowest paid federal government worker is earning 77,000 naira, why are you now presenting 48,000 naira? It just does not make any sense, Osifo said. The TUC leader challenged the federal government to provide data backing the 48,000 naira proposal and convince union members how that amount can sustain the average Nigerian worker. Earlier on Wednesday, the labor unions walked out of the ongoing minimum wage negotiations with the government and the organized private sector, citing a ridiculous offer by the government. This news was sourced from the Nigerian Tribune. Why federal government's 48,000 naira minimum wage proposal is abysmal, says TUC. Before we bring the newspaper review to a close this morning, here's a quick recap of the headlines. Minimum wage, Labour quits talk as federal government offers 48,000 naira, OPS 54,000 naira. Why federal government's 48,000 naira minimum wage proposal is abysmal, says TUC. Reps condemn assault on female doctor in FMC Kefi. Overall BPP act to nail corrupt officials, says EFCC. Late Olubadan Lekan Balogun burial set for June 1st. Governors experts advocate transparent tax system to boost compliance, IGR. With that, we've come to the end of the newspaper review. Thank you very much for joining us. My name remains Oluwatimileyin Ajayi. You can download our Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store and the iOS App Store. You can also check out our website at carnivalmedia.ng. Do enjoy the rest of your day.